that individual that said, listen, I see the value in what you do, but it's probably not for me relative to time to, let's call it, immediate payout, right? I was that greedy individual looking at how much time I have and what I was trying to get out of it. Um, and I can tell you that I've been respectfully humbled in that, yes, we can go out in the solar industry and do great numbers on a single deal. Phyllis did have a valid point. What happens to the 99 folks who do say no? Um, I am not getting any younger. None of us are. What I'm looking at with this company is I think someone said it today, partner is in the crosshairs. And there are a lot of folks that are doing this faster than we are, bigger than we are, better than we are. And the beautiful thing about this opportunity is that we have an opportunity to grow at our own pace and get to partner. And when we get to partner, we get to share in the benefit, in the fruit of all that was done prior to us and all that will continue to contribute to the company. So Phyllis, I thank you for, I'm not even going to call it persistence. It wasn't a situation where you were following up and saying, hey, are you ready? Are you ready? Thank you for quickly helping me identify the value of stepping back a little bit just so I can accelerate. Those of us that drive a stick, if you don't do it too often, when you first start to drive stick, you're changing gears, you slow down for a second, the car bucks, but then, hey, you go from third to fourth and it's smooth and you're moving. Elizabeth Ann, I believe I met you in New Jersey. You're from Atlanta, yes?
Yes.
All right. So with
Yes.
that, I thank you, folks. If you guys want to take 2 minutes to introduce yourselves, we're going to talk a little bit about last night. I had to miss last night. I had a religious obligation. And I got a call from, I believe, Shannon at the office saying, hey, did anybody talk to you about the Empower event? I said, yeah, the leadership, they've been sending out texts and messages and saying, hey, don't miss the call. Turns out they wanted me to speak a little bit. And I said, hey, I really appreciate that opportunity, but respectfully, I have a Thursday evening religious obligation, and I have missed some meetings, and I didn't want to make it the norm. I wanted to keep it the exception. So thank you for Phyllis sharing the information. We'll all chat a little bit, but let's just wait 3 minutes. If everybody wants to introduce themselves, we'll talk about the plan to, let's call it the May Madness to Cancun.
I'll go first. Hi, guys. My name is Rene Velez. I'm from Port Reading, New Jersey. I was introduced to this business by Wayne DeCouture. I can agree with Phyllis. I'm very grateful for Wayne, to be in my life, not giving up on me, always seeing the potential. And not only have we done business together in the past, but he's a unique, straightforward individual, and I'm very grateful. And the reason I'm here and the reason I'm in this business is because of him. Even though I see the potential, but because of him, because he's a great leader. He's to the T. He knows his stuff. He's how you call it. He dots his I's, crosses his T's, and I'm very grateful to be a part of his team. And pretty much that's it. Looking forward to take it, to grow and go from here. Thank you, Wayne.
I'll go next. I'm Elizabeth. Of course, I met Wayne last Thursday in New Jersey at a meeting, and which was very, very thrilling. And I got to know that his mother's name is Elizabeth. So that was nice. I see, and I'm happy to see a Black male who has vision, who wants to provide for his family. I hear all these men on these calls talking about providing for their families, this, that, and the other. But the part of it that got me was the desire to provide for the family. You and Julius and what's the little one's name? But anyway, Milton. All are about family and having our families grow and increase. And so I'm happy about that. And if I can walk in one of your footsteps, I'll be a happy camper. Thank you.
Hi, I'll go next. Hi, everybody. This is Maria Mitchell, also known as Rita, also known as Ma Mitchell, future senior energy advisor and more. I was
Yay.
introduced to the business by Elizabeth Ann, a longtime dear friend of mine, for what now, Ann? 35 years?
Years,
It's been a
at
long
least 30. How old is Kyra?
At least 31. So 31
Okay,
years.
31 years. Yeah.
31 years.
Yeah. Yes.
So anyway, so I'm happy to be in
Father
this
say, "Boy,
space.
get out until you come back with your haircut. Don't come back."
Oh, but okay. Anyway, so I'm Maria Mitchell. So you all also call me Rita. That's what a lot of people call me, and I'm happy to be in this space.
So I'm going to ask, in the interest of time, that the other folks, if you want to just put in the chat who you are. I want to respect people's signs. I know Mr. Darwin Roman strapped up. He's on his way to another meeting and took some time while I was getting to get a little bit of this information. So thank you. I recognize Carmela coming all the way out of the Philippines to join us. So thank you. Mr. Ubaldo is kind of in between from, I guess, heading to an appointment. I thank you all. Phyllis mentioned it, and I like that, you know, I'm going to say she's calling me out, which is beautiful, because I swore that I was not going to touch the third-party electric, right? I've been in the space, and I'm saying, look, because my end goal is rooftop solar, I want to make sure that I protect my name. And how do you protect your name? You protect your customer, right? So Think Plus has an option, which is electricity. The option was not for me. They are now the unicorn in the industry with this product called AutoSave, right? And I'm sure we've all seen the videos. AutoSave is something that would allow us to share this product with our customers and protect them. So I'm really excited about that. I had a conversation with Phyllis, and I said, look, Phyllis, here in New Jersey, we're about to get started with AutoSave. And I started reaching out to a couple of the team members. The upcoming rate for New Jersey, I don't know where your markets are, but New Jersey is experiencing 17 to 20% increases on your supply charges this coming June. And so my thought process was, offer them these new rates on the 6-month fixed program. I think they call it Think Basic. Offer them that rate starting now. We all know it takes a month for someone to get transitioned into their rate. So they're going from PSE&G to Think. By June 1st, the new PSE&G rate or JCP&L rate comes in that's higher. I was going to enroll these customers now as opposed to waiting to AutoSave, because I started doing this thing for the trips, right? Phyllis mentioned I reward my sales teams with trips. In 23, I sent someone to Thailand. I sent another gentleman to Hawaii, he and his wife. Last year, I sent someone to Rome and took another person to Jamaica. And these are 5-star resorts. But don't you, like, get to the point where you want to be pampered too, right? Like, can somebody send me on a trip? So when I saw this Think Plus opportunity, I'm looking at this 200 points, and albeit it's in a 4-week period. It takes some work, but hey, I'll give that a shot. So looking at this upcoming AutoSave, the thought process was, I'm going to enroll an electricity customer at a rate that's going to be lower than their utility rate. And as opposed to worrying about when it expires, 4 or 5 months into it. Say that again. Sorry, can you say that again?
Please mute yourselves. Please, it's not question and answer time. Please mute yourself. Thank you.
Right. So I thought that it would expire in 6 months, but my plan was, again, to protect my customers. I would call them up on month 4 and say, hey guys, get on the phone, call Think Plus and say, I'm an electricity customer. I would like you to switch me to AutoSave, because now that customer has gone past their 90 days. So there's no little chargebacks, but the bigger piece is in chasing this trip. For community solar everywhere else, I think you guys get 4 points. In New Jersey, we get 2 points. But now imagine having the opportunity to get 2 points on community solar and 4 points on an electricity customer. So if we didn't have a team, I'm a numbers individual. I'm like, listen, 34 customers that I put on community solar plus a utility and an electricity supply rate that can't hurt them. Guys, look for me in Cancun. right? But I hear last night that Think Plus says, hey, guys, I don't know if they were listening to me or what, but they literally got on and said, look, we want you to enroll customers in the Think Basic. And they made it easy for us. They themselves are going to call these customers and they'll transition the customers into the autosave. So they're literally encouraging us to take the extra steps, make the extra money, get the extra points, build our teams, right? So I personally went out and enrolled 50 customers. And now I'm thinking, okay, great. Now I can enroll these customers in electricity at 4 points each. So if all I did was go back to my community solar customers in the next 4 weeks and transition them over to electricity, I should have the trip. A lot of us can start doing that, and now we can double our team sizes. So again, I heard someone say that their goal, and I think that would be Mariette, aka Ma Mitchell, your goal today might be senior energy advisor, but the end goal is partner, because that's where we all get to, let's just say, enjoy the fruit of those that are doing it before us, faster than us. So, we can all win. But I think that quick plan was, hey, listen, let's enroll as many electricity customers as we can. And thankfully, they're looking at the big picture. It's not just New Jersey. I've seen rates come out for Illinois and some other markets. And so they're saying, and Phyllis, as a leader, she's sharing all the information, between the different group chats. But we all have an opportunity to go out and safely enroll these customers and know that the company is standing behind us. They are going to now follow up with these customers and say, hey, we're giving you an opportunity to make sure that you're always at the best rate. I've never heard that in the industry. This isn't my first rodeo in third party. Another thing that I've never heard is when they now transition a customer over to the utility company, we still get paid 50% of what band 1 is, right? And so it gets more and more exciting, because for me, community solar only pays 50 cents a month. Electricity pays $1 a month of band 1, but even if these customers are being sent back over to the utility company, we're still getting paid 50 cents. So I thank Think Plus. Phyllis, did you have any questions? Do you want to share any of the slides that you have access to?
Dr. Roz is going to share the slides, guys, and there is another way. And I know you work in New Jersey a lot. Some of your people might work other ways, but do you know that if you sign up a community solar customer in Maine, you get 10 Cancun points? One customer gets you 10 Cancun points. So you could literally go find 20 people in Maine and be on the trip. So Dr. Roz, you want to share any of those? Hello, I'm Carmen. Hey, Carmela. She's going to share some of those slides. And I wanted to say, I think they're going to send out an email to the customer when that 6-month basic plan is over. And they're also going to give us a list of customers so that we are able to contact them for extra. Okay. There's nobody on this call right now. Since Wayne shared that idea, what I'm doing, I think, Wayne, what for me is always visual or verbal. You told me exactly what you said. You told them to go look at their bill, go add this to it, and see what they would be paying. I think that might be something you should share.
Happy to do that. All right. So I do have, let's see if I can share my screen here.
You can. Wait, Dr. Roz, I'm sorry. Here,
listen, Dr. Roz has the bills and she wants to share it. That works also.
Okay, go on. Dr. Roz, you can share, and then he's going to take us through that. As long as we're finished, we're doing good. But I want to be respectful of everybody's time, and I want you all to see it. We're going to redo this again tonight at 7 p.m. I'm going to use your recording, Wayne. You don't have to be here.
All good, all good. All right, so if you can, go to, there's a PSE&G page and a JCP&L page, please.
Okay, is this it? No, no.
So these are slides. All right, stop here for a second, please. It shows all markets, 4 points, and that's the electricity customers. Why it makes sense for us to go out and enroll these electricity customers now, as opposed to when the autosave actually kicks in. Look at the New Jersey autosave. It's going to be 1 point. And from what I'm understanding, and it's clear, it's here. Currently, community solar, if I enroll it myself, I get 2 points. If someone level 1 to me enrolls it, I get 1 point. Someone level 2 enrolls it, I get a half a point. If they enroll an autosave customer today, I get 1 point if I do it. If Renee is an example, he just enrolled his electricity bill. As an electricity customer, he enrolling it pays 2 points. And these are Cancun points that I'm referencing. But autosave only pays the enroller 1 point. So if you're building a team, you have the opportunity to leverage your team's production with the electricity and comfortably know that Think Plus is notifying us, so our customers will never be put in a position again where they're paying more, right? So this piece by itself makes all the sense in the world for us to take action today and start enrolling customers, as opposed to waiting for those customers to, let's just say, autosave. Like, again, I was just doing community solar. I'm like, when autosave comes, yes, I'm going to do it. Think recognized that there are people that are sitting on the sidelines. They gave us the impetus, let's call it the push, the boost to go out and do it now. So if I went out by myself, it would take any individual doing autosave 200 personal customers. But now we can do it with 50 customers using the electricity. We couldn't use autosave as a team. Now we have the opportunity. If I have 10 team members, each do 10, that positions us where we're starting to accrue these points. So autosave is great, but I ain't trying to wait no more.
Right. And I am on a run because I don't know, you guys were supposed to be the first ones to get autosave. I am calling everybody I know because I would rather have 2 points than what it is going to be with autosave. So
Absolutely.
That's why that's called the runway to it, because you're dealing with government. Government is fickle, it's out of our hands now, it's in theirs. So you might as well make the best you can. When I hit the floor, I was on the phone talking to people in everywhere across the country. And guess what? I mean, in these markets right here, because guess what? I showed them what their increase. Okay, Wayne, that's the part you need to do, because that made it crystal clear for me.
And you're referencing the bills?
Yeah.
All right. So if you would give me the opportunity to share,
Okay.
I'll bring up a couple New Jersey bills.
Okay. Oh, that's not what I want. Hold on.
Yep.
Dr. Ross, can you make him a host?
No, you're the host, so you can
I
do
can
it.
only do that. Okay, I got it.
So for those of us working in New Jersey.
You got it.
Yep. All right. So those of us working in New Jersey, I'm going to start broadcasting, and please let me know when you see my screen.
You see the screen.
Beautiful. All right. So I'm going to say, Carmela, thank you for helping me with this bill here. So this is a current bill, billing period March 8th to April 8th. And this is a New Jersey customer who is using community solar. I'll make copies of this available to anybody who wants it. But we can see right above where that green arrow is, it says basic generation service. And that customer used 432 kilowatt hours at 11.88 cents. Does everybody see that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So in the state of New Jersey, this utility company, JCP&L, is going to increase by 20% come June 1st. So all I'm going to do, Phineas, get down, buddy. Thank you. Doggy wants some love right now. All right. So I'm taking 0.1188 and I'm saying plus 20%. So our customers in the state of New Jersey, come June 1 for JCP&L, they're going to pay 14.2 cents. I take that same customer, I'm having a conversation with them. I take them to my Think Plus site. I'm going to say, hey, we did the math. We looked at your bill. That's what you're going to be come June 1st. become a customer, put in their zip code, and I find the Think Basic. Now, in some areas of New Jersey, LMI, like it is in certain areas of Illinois, is only available with community solar is only available with LMI. So I take them past it, bring them down. So, hey guys, look, there's Think Basic, there's 14 cents, 6 months, fixed rate, no early termination fees. So my ask for my network is, just like I asked you to do me a favor and try, not buy the community solar, we're pre-enrolling you so that when these spots become available, you can have a 20% reduction on your bill. I'm asking you to, like the Mission Impossible commercial is showing, trust me one more time, right? You're going to be paying 14.2 cents, which do me the honor of enrolling at 14 cents. Now they come back and say, well, Wayne, that's 6 months. What happens in 6 months? I show them the 1.5 minute autosave video and assure them that I would be calling them well before 6 months to make sure that they're on autosave. Now the company's taking that extra step. So the customers here can enroll in this Think Basic, pays us 4 points, $20. It pays overrides. My sponsor would receive $10 and 2 points. My sponsor, in this case, Phyllis, would receive $5 and 1 point. So as opposed to waiting here in JCP&L, I have an opportunity to go in and enroll them. We get a significant saving when we go to PSE&G. If you stop seeing my screen at all, just let me know. But for now, I'm going to bring up a recent PSE&G bill. So you see me in my email, right?
Yep.
Great.
Yes.
Let's go back to the drive and I'll show you another example. So this is JCP&L. The other big utility company here is PSE&G. So let's look at Zomic. Here's a PSE&G bill. This is another recent bill. Please pay by April 10th. On PSE&G's bill, it shows you what you're paying for electricity on a price to compare box. They make it big, they make it bold. So if you consider getting your electricity supply from another supplier, compare their price with ours. It shows what they paid based on the amount of electricity they use, but more importantly, that rate. Can somebody read that off for me, please?
15.49 cents.
Great. So I'm saying 15.5 cents. I take that number, throw it in my calculator in front of my customer and say plus 17% is the increase. So this customer will be paying 18.133 cents come June 1. Okay, well, what do you have for me, Wayne? Go back to my site. I bring in that utility rate or that utility company. So that would be 08873 as a PSE&G example. Community solar is available. They're already enrolled here. 15.9 cents. Right? So what they're paying right now, this is a couple hairs higher, but what they're paying a month from now, it's 2 cents and some change lower. So they're saving 2.2 cents per kilowatt. If the average customer is using 700 kilowatts, there's another $15 in savings on top of them getting what they get from community solar. So if you were like I was waiting for autosave, don't. If you want to go and enjoy Cancun, this is a pretty quick way to get you there and work with your team, show them to do the same. They now can get themselves, and I love the way Milton says it, right? It's not about just him making a trip, it's how many people can he take on a trip with him. So that's my little story. I'm going to stick with it.
That's right. Any questions? Guys, do you understand it? Do you have any questions? Anybody? Don't be afraid either to ask those questions, because I expect everybody to be in Cancun since nobody's asking questions.
Wayne, so
Okay, so I just want clarity. For Illinois, we go ahead now and sign up the customers for the 6-month plan. correct?
Yes.
And then the third quarter, this autosave comes out, and the company will be notifying the people, our customers, and we should also let them know as well.
Absolutely.
They're put on. They have to agree, and they're not just put on automatically, right?
Yeah, they have to agree to go to the autosave.
Okay, got it. Okay. And so then we show them that, to encourage them, that 1.5 minute autosave video.
Yeah, I go through this whole thing that Wayne just took you through. And then I share the autosave video, as well as just stuff for extra my community solar for new
Okay,
people.
got it. Thank you.
And
So,
tell them up front that these 2 videos are only less than 2 minutes apiece, so they don't think they're going to sit there and look at a long video. That way you're moving real fast, and I'm getting people to look at the videos. Everybody I talked to this morning looked at the videos this morning. Not that I got to follow up tomorrow and all of that, because I told them they were less than 90 seconds.
So I remember, in reference to the video, I don't know how many of us are using the Think Plus app. I believe he was speaking about it at the beginning of the call.
Yeah.
It actually does notify you when they click the link. And I thought that's all it did. But I'm noticing that it actually does say that your invited person watched the video.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So
Or
if we're
10% or 50%. Whatever amount of the video that they watch. It does. If they watch the entire thing, fine. If they only watch half of it, fine. But they tell you how much they watched.
So that's new news to me. And this is the beautiful thing about what we're doing, right? I just saw a notification that says, in this case, it was Albie had watched a video. I didn't know how much. Are you seeing that through the email, or is that when you log into the app itself?
When I go back into my contacts, and
Yep.
it says that they've watched the video, and it'll tell me how much of the video they watched.
Okay. So
it's
guys,
in the
listen,
feed. It's
more
in the
nuts.
feed.
It's a good
In the feed,
reference
okay.
point to go back and talk to your customer or your customer and say, what have you learned up to that point, and go from there.
Loving it.
So I want to be clear. So the math part, you're taking the kilowatts that they're currently paying,
Correct.
multiplying it times 20%, which is going in New Jersey, which is where it's going to go up to 20%, and letting them know what that future kilowatts is going to be.
What will your number be June 1, right? And so if I still have the opportunity to share, a lot of folks,
I haven't taken it. It's yours.
I have it. So I tell a lot of folks, I say, listen, documentation beats conversation. I say it all the time. I sometimes go in on a sales consultation. I say, listen, men lie, especially if I'm with a husband and a wife. I said, men lie, and the woman start looking like, mm-hmm. And I said, women lie. And she said, no, not me. I said, but don't worry. The people who lie more than men or women are salespeople. So I'll say 2 things that will kind of help people uncross their arms. Men lie, women lie, salespeople lie more. The second piece is documentation beats conversation. So in part of my, let's just say, presentation, I'll ask the customer to go to their phone if they have Siri or anybody else. So I'm just going to do it right in front of you. Allow my microphone. What is the New Jersey increase for PSE&G in 2025? And when it works, it tells it. But when it doesn't, I got to write it in. So let's just say New Jersey electricity increases 2025, right? Everybody trusts Google. So go right to Google. And it starts up. First thing, New Jersey residential electricity bills are set to increase between 17.23%, that's PSE&G, and 20.2% starting June 1st. So we click the link, we basically showed them, said, listen, the numbers that I'm referencing aren't numbers that I made up. It's not something that I threw together to get you to look at what I'm sharing. Information is there. So this, I said, okay, great. We identify where PSE&G is. We identify where JCP&L is. And that's when, Dr. Roz, I go in and I take their rate. And I said, okay, great. We just saw that PSE&G is going up 17%. So great thing about our utility companies that they protect the customer. Here's what you're paying today. 15.49. All I'm doing is adding, so 15.49. Let's go to the calculator. Because a lot of people like to say the sales guy said. Okay, so here it is. I say 154,986. You ever see that number? They said, yeah. I said, where'd you see that number? On my bill. I'm sorry, was it the bill that I brought you or is the bill that you gave me? Oh, no, it was on my bill. Great. Plus a 20% increase. There's the number. I said, men lie, women lie, math never lies. And I'm taking the documentation, the information right from your bill. This is what you will be faced with in a month. Then they go into the, well, what happens after 6 months? Because I did this thing before. I said, beautiful. This is where the auto save video that I just shared with you comes into play. This is where Think Plus is going to be different, and not just different, but better than everything you've seen in the past. Not only will we protect you by giving you a better rate, but when we know that we can't, because again, it's all an auction, it's all a bidding system. If we can't give you a savings, we're going to transfer you back to utility company. So my job is not to sell you and then get over. It's to make sure you're happy. If I make sure you're happy, I can come back in 6 months, a year, and say, hey, has anyone asked you how can they save money? Of course, they're going to refer us if we take care of them.
Awesome.
Wow. I just want to say thank you for sharing that information. My goodness. I just asked also Chat GPT that question about increases in Illinois starting June 1st, 2025, 45% increase. Wow.
What?
Yeah, I saw that today.
Crazy.
And
Yeah.
that's
So I
Google,
think,
not just Chat GPT. They probably got it from Google, but
that's
yeah.
yeah. So I'm gonna. Can I is it okay if I screenshot, because I want to be able to see when I show up in Cancun? Hey, Dr. Ross, that was you.
Oh, okay.
Elizabeth, if you allow me, when I see you, I'm gonna affectionately say, Mama Liz, you made it.
That's right.
Sabel, I got a question for you. Sabel, can you hear me? He gets shy, but
Yeah, there
all
he
right.
goes.
Are you gonna wear the long shorts or the European model when we get on the beach out there?
No. I need it for yesterday. I need my point for yesterday.
You need your points from yesterday, you said?
For yesterday, not for later. Yes, I need it. I'm behind on my points.
No, brother. I'm not talking about your points. I'm talking about the shorts you're gonna wear when we're on the beach. We're gonna be the long ones right above the knees or that European model.
I'm on my way to Nordstrom Rack right now.
Okay, get ready. Get ready.
Get ready for the trip. So there is really, once you see this, and I'm glad he showed that whole thing, you see how you can show somebody and they be almost crazy not to take the flat rate and then to be guaranteed from then on.
I've heard many people say, again, in this industry, a lot of us, and I say a lot of us like me, we're salespeople and we feel we want to go out and sell. This is truly an opportunity for me to go to people that I know and say, listen, please, and I'm going to go humble myself. I'm trying to attain a position with the company. And if it didn't cost you anything, I'm not asking you to borrow money. That was me 10 years ago. I'm not asking you to borrow money. I'm asking you, if I could put a couple dollars back in your pocket, if it costs you nothing, would you support my business? I love the way Kirk Haran says it. Try my product, don't buy my product. And I found my brother-in-law, when I went asked him about community solar, he said, look, Wayne, my bill is like $80. So for me to have to risk anything for $16, it's not worth it for me to try it. I said, okay, great. Let me rephrase it. $16 means nothing to you. Would you support me and try this? He said, done. So I'm like, all right, that's what I'm doing. Would you try and support my effort? If it didn't cost you anything, forget about saving. If it didn't cost you anything, would you try it?
That's Milton's plea. Same thing.
Listen, if Milton's doing it, then I might be on to something because that brother's doing it.
So we need to all say the same thing. Duplication is everything. Duplications makes dollars.
So I am at this point going to say thank you. If anyone else has questions, I'll try to answer them. Phyllis, you do have copies of both those bills, right?
I do. I sent them to you blacked out.
Yep. So Carmela, thank you for putting those covering up so we can respect the bill payers. If anybody needs a copy, if anybody is in I guess my WhatsApp chat, which is the Think team, Carmela posted it in that chat, and I can email a copy to anyone that wants it.
I'll post ours in our chat, guys.
So the LMI still applies in New Jersey for solar, community solar.
In the JCP&L territory, most folks are only eligible if they are in the LMI territory. In PSE&G, everyone is available to pre-enroll. I tell everybody this is pre-enrollment because I've heard reps say to me, hey, I gotta tell you, I'm a little discouraged because I signed up for it and I don't see any savings yet. And I said, okay, I have to apologize because the person that I enrolled who enrolled you, I didn't tell them that it's a pre-enrollment. So just so we know, and again, everyone checks the boxes where it says it could take up to 12 months. What we're doing is pre-enrolling you so that when a spot becomes available, you get your spot.
That's community solar, guys.
That is community solar. The electricity shows up quick, fast, and in a hurry.
So we can go ahead and pre-enroll, but they won't become eligible until later for the.
So you have to be in an eligible zip code to even
right.
Someone.
Right. Okay.
So if you pop in that zip code in your
it's there
customer site, if it's there, yes, they are pre-enrolling. And somebody says, well, why am I rushing when nothing's going to happen for up to 12 months? I said, the reason why you're rushing is because everybody that enrolls before you gets a spot before you. There are not unlimited spots. These are a limited amount of spots. And if you have, someone was saying in New Jersey, we have something like 9 million people, 380 different residences, 380,000 or 3.8 million residences. I don't know if we can cover 2 million of those. So there's going to be a lot of folks that don't ever get on a community solar farm, but rest assured, the faster that you pre-enroll, the faster you have the opportunity to secure that spot.
Plus that 20% is not going to be there. This is the top. I mean, nobody, you know what I'm saying? So that's why people need to pre-enroll so they can ensure their 20%, because when they get ready to drop it, it's nothing that you can do about it.
I wanted it at 20%. No, you didn't, because you didn't sign up at 20%.
Right. Okay, so I think all of you guys are going to be on the trip to Cancun. You've got a strategy, you got, and you know you have to do it in a 4-week period. So this is the second day of the month. If you run hard, we can knock it out. And if you got somebody and you can sign them up for both community solar and electricity in Illinois, that is 8 points right there. 25 people will get you to Cancun. If
I might have to come over there.
It's 50 people. So let's go.
And Phyllis, could you share again, and you've shared this before, because what you said today is that you spoke, the people that you reached out to, these were brand new people, right? That you didn't know?
Yeah, well, yeah, we're Facebook friends. Everybody I talked to today. And then I am on the hunt in Maine because one person with community solar gets you 10 points. So I'm going and making friends in Maine and seeing what I can do there. You know, I'm not spending a lot of time, but it's worth, if I get a couple of those, I've just knocked 20 points off of that 200.
But the question I was going to ask you, when you said your Facebook friends, were they Facebook friends, people that you knew or not knew?
No, not they're my friends, but I don't really know them.
So I wanted you just to share your language.
My language is, I'm excited about what our company is doing. Don't know if it's for you, but if I could save you some money on what you're already spending, are you open? And then those are my strangers. With my business-minded people like a Wayne, I would say, hey, I know you are a businessman and you will always see a great deal. I need you to take a look at something. Or if it's just a friend, look, we're getting ready to do something that's never been done in the energy industry before. I need you to take a look at this new technology. You got nothing to lose. I got 2 90-second videos. I'm going to send them to you. Can I call you back in 10 minutes? And I got yeses 3 times this morning because I sounded excited.
And what were the 2 90-second videos? I know one is auto save.
The auto save and the community solar.
So
Because that's what I'm going after. I'm signing them up. I did an event on Wednesday. I got 8 leads. Out of those 8 leads, I have 2 customers and 2 more coming on Saturday because they want their daughter to hear it. Out of 8, that's 50% closing. That's pretty good in sales all day long. And just because I showed them the possibilities of what they, the savings. Anybody else got questions? And go out there and make mistakes if you have to. Do whatever you need. See what you did wrong. Let's talk to each other so you can do it. But because nothing is perfect, I just go out there and talk to as many people as I can, and they stick. Somebody sticks. Somebody signs up. Somebody says, yes, I want to be a customer. Especially when you show them the difference of what they're paying now, what they're going to be paying then, and then showing them what we can help them do and to ensure and guarantee. We never have been able to say guarantee in this industry, to say guarantee that you will not ever pay any higher than what your utility charges you.
I don't know if any of us on the line have been in energy in the past and have built massive teams. Of something that resonates with me. I hear a lot of people saying they had, let's just say 10,000 customers, and they're losing 15-20% of these customers every quarter. So every time you moved ahead, I gotta play catch up, right? You took 2 steps forward and maybe a half a step back. But with this auto save, with that taken out of the equation, someone waking up one morning and happen to check that bill and seeing it's $50 more, $100 more. When that comes out of the equation, when people understand that autosave is, as Phyllis was saying, we're guaranteeing that it will always be a benefit to them to help us out. You never lose customers. So on the one hand, we get our promotions on the customer points. You don't lose customers, you don't lose customer points. The second hand is, I've never heard of a company that said, one, I'll move you back and forth. Companies don't like to work. They like to set it and forget it. They're going to move our customers back and forth and still pay us a portion of our revenue when the customers are with the utility company, right? We go from band 1 to band 7. The reality is 95% of our customers will be in band 1. So if I was getting $1 an electricity customer and for any reason the company can't give them a savings, I still get 50 cents. I'll take it. All day, every day, I'm like, listen, you're going to do the work for me. You're going to move the customer back and forth. You're going to notify the customer, keeping them engaged, and still pay me? Let's go.
And your residuals, guys, that's the crazy part of this deal. Residuals, because who doesn't have a light bill? Who does not have a light bill? So people think 50 cents is nothing, but when you have 10,000 people in your organization on one income stream alone, you're hitting at least $5,000. And 10,000 on electricity is not a big number. And then we got community solar too. So that's 2 customers right there in one person.
Phyllis, I have a testimony about the change in the rate. I use Stream Energy out of Texas for my gas for the stove and whatever. And it was on a 3-year program. And then I didn't renew when the message came because I don't check my email like I'm supposed to. And it went from $50 or $45 to $150 for 1 month. 1 month. I hurried. I called and said, please, 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 I got to go back. And, they let me renew again, but I had to pay the $150. I was like, shoot. So,
and you live in a warm state.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you imagine New Jersey in the wintertime getting a $700 bill?
Oh, God, no. Absolutely. I cannot.
Right.
So.
And we're going to get gas, y'all. That's the other part. We're going to get gas.
Yes, I heard. That's great.
Michael Falquist is no joke. And he has a vision of what he wants to do. So as long as we're doing this and using our money wisely, this should be really good. And just think about all the seniors or people that baby boomers, that they are hardly making ends meet. They can have a 4-figure income a month. 5 figures might make a difference. So it's just so many people we can touch with what we have. Kids getting out of school. They don't want to go to college maybe, but they want to make money and be upstanding citizens. I met on our trip, 26-year-old Rob. This boy is killing it. Every day he is a customer gatherer. He's at the Save-A-Lots and all the discount stores, just walking up, pulling up people's bills right there on his phone and signing them up. He has 20, 30, 40 customers a day. And that's what I couldn't do that. Now, I'm not saying everybody, but I'm saying you don't know who, if you give them an opportunity, what they'll do with it. I couldn't do what he does, but he does it. And just as happy as a lark. Won every trip there has been on the table since he's been in. And 26 years old. And he said, I never traveled before this. I never went. He's gone to Puerto Rico, Cabo, and Las Vegas, and now Cancun. And he's never traveled before. Huh?
What market is he in?
He's here in Illinois. He's on Milton Singh.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's a whole lot of them out there looking for something. So, and that's another thing. It's a push on EAs. There are bonuses for EAs. You get an EA in, you get them to their energy advisor.
The regional.
You get them there. They get their 200, and you get 100. That was announced too. So that's in the slides. So it's a lot of money on the table, y'all.
Cool. So when you're referencing that guy that goes out, Savell just shared something with me, and I think he'll put it in the chat soon. There's a lot of stuff that people can do. Like Michelle, she's been on the line. She's a little quiet. She's asking about flyers, and then she's been looking into what's already in place. Michelle, I just sent that to you by text. But there are ideas where you can go out, you can meet people. Look, we're giving away coupons. We're giving away coupons for your electricity in a couple different formats. So listen, I thank you all for your energy, no pun intended. I thank you for sharing what you shared, Dr. Roz. Appreciate you printing up them slides. And Miss Phyllis Nash, thank you for being the leader that you are. It is minutes to 4, and I know a lot of us could have been doing a lot of other stuff, but thank you for taking the time to not only enjoy today's information, but taking this journey together.
Absolutely.
Before we go, I just want to remind Phyllis and Wayne that if you haven't gotten your ticket for Empower,
yes,
the ticket price went down until May the 5th for $89, until May the 5th at 11:59 Eastern time. So if you haven't gotten your ticket for,
is that the one thing? It's I think Gaylord, Texas, something is where they're going to be.
Yes. The hotel is Gaylord. It's in Dallas. If it doesn't say Gaylord is in Dallas, that's where you fly into. So it's really close to Dallas. And guys, I can't say enough. Oh, that's a whole nother subject. Let me tell you what happens with people that go to Empower 24, or in this case, Empower 25, you get special things that other people don't get. You get bonus points. Like it all depends on, based on how many people that come from your organization, might be 100, 200 points that you can use for rank advancement that stays on your books, because and opportunity. So going to Empower 25 is going to take your business and your belief to a whole nother level. Plus, you're going to see all of you guys on stage, because we went in this trip, and during winning that trip, we're going to rank advance. So I'm telling you, if you are really believing as this is your business, you need to get that ticket for $89, because that goes through the 5th to midnight. And if you have to go in and get 4, 5, 6 to a room, you need to do whatever you need to do to get there, because we're not going to be in our rooms anyway. We're going to be in the sessions. That's what's going to happen.
And Phyllis, lastly, since Think Local went live, I just wanted to acknowledge Vanda Crosley. She's here, and they had her on the slide last night as having a Think Local event. So that meant she got extra community cash.
Hey, Vanda, go for it. Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys. And we can keep on thinking of stuff. But I think this was good. I really wanted Wayne, our whole group, to get on so that we can take this thing to a whole nother level. Now I'm going to get on the phone with your sponsors, Wayne, and say, y'all need to get to busy.
Tell them boys, I want to see what their needs look like. Come out to the beach in Cancun, man.
Right, they need to do that, and they can do it. So yeah, I'm gonna get on. That's my next phone call.
So let them know. Let's just say, so my goal is 35 on my own, right? So if I'm doing electricity, I'm gonna go for 50. Tell them I'm gonna give them half of what they need. Can I? No, it's a 40% rule, right?
If you get 2 points and you have 50, that's 100 for you, right?
No, because that's community solar, but in electricity, I get 4, which means they get 2.
They get 2, and if you do 50 people, they're going to get 100 points.
But is there a 40% rule there? I think there might be.
But is that well? So you can give them 90.
Give me 80. Give me 80.
Yeah. Sure.
Right. Tell them give me 80. I want to see them on the beaches. Let's go.
Yes. Okay, guys. Okay, we going for real this time. Bye.
So I have a question.
Okay.
Talk to me, Michelle.
Hey, Michelle.
Hi, how y'all doing?
Right.
So I can sign somebody up in Illinois?
Awesome. Yes. Wherever Think is, you can sign people up.
Okay. And the electricity is going up. It's 45% in Illinois?
That's what it says on Google, 45%.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, June 1st. Hey, Mom. Oh, that was
me. That's Rita and Mom Mitchell.
Okay. Okay, we good. So we talked about
folks.
an hour. Now we went past that hour. Oh, well, no, we're right at that hour. So we're gonna be good, y'all. Are
So
there any other questions?
8 Eastern?
Tonight, 8 Eastern, yes.
Okay, I have to tell
So
Diana.
for anybody that missed this, if you would like to come back on with us, 8 Eastern, 7 Central, we'll be here because we want our whole team to get it. So let your people know Wayne will be here, and we're going to play the recording. So you're still going to be featured.
All right, hold on. Everything good? You good? Right. All right, 8 o'clock. I won't be there, but I guess I'll be there, but won't physically be there. But I thank you all, and let's go. I want to see people run up in Cancun and say, remember we was on that Zoom? We was talking about the plan. We put it to work. Thank you much.
Wayne, that's Miss Anna that you see on the screen that talked to you and found you on Facebook.
Hey, how you doing? You might be muted.